What another wild day in the markets. We need to talk about what could be coming next for us. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education, and if you want to get rid of a witch's curse, one simple shape will do it all. You just need a hexagon. All right, if you saw my last video all the way to the end, you'll see that I was explaining that last joke to my wife, and then today I told my wife the which one that I came up with, and I also had to explain that one to her. So if sometimes you miss these jokes because the puns are so terrible, it really is okay. And if you laugh, well, I'm glad. And if you don't laugh, maybe at least got a groan out of it. That's what a dad joke deserves. So let's move into the technicals that I have to share with you because we are at just critical places in these charts. And I will tell you the short hedges, I'm glad that I had them there. My long positions, oh my gosh, were they absolutely like it was bonkers today to watch them move. So let's move into this, into SPY. So what do we have today? So today, look at these price targets, 523, we nailed it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna shift it over to this side because that price target check. And hey, guess what? Price target 2, 531. I'm gonna move it over to this side because you know what? Check, we got that one as well. The next price target here, 537. We have a 38.2 line on the Fibonacci retracement. In order to break up over that, we need to get past this, this 38.2 that's over here, this darn thing. Why the world do we keep on getting stuck at 531? Well, if we go out to the weekly chart for this one, and here's where the really interesting stuff comes in. Here's the 20-day simple moving average. We were up there before. We sold off considerably, got rejected. Now we're back there again. That's a retest. If we can push up above that 20-day simple moving average that's on here, is at 530.56 as a matter of fact. And today we closed at 530.65. So by 9 cents, we beat it. So tomorrow, if we're able to keep that going, if we're able to keep the momentum going and push up above that, we have room up to 537 and possibly even, if we go back to the daily chart here, there's the day, Fibonacci retracement, 544 is even in the cards, and that's right around where you find the 50-period simple moving average, which means that we'd also have to push through the 50 EMA, that's about 539. So we could have significant upside going in, making for a very happy Friday. So make sure that you're checking that out. We got to break on that weekly chart that you saw, got to break the 20-day. Our RSI just below 50, but it's rising. So it's in yellow, not red. If it was just below 50 and not rising, it'd be red. The fact that we're rising momentum, as a matter of fact, where are we at? We're at 43.48, so we're closing in on 50. I put it yellow because it's like, hopeful, but still cautious. Still not a good thing, but rising momentum means that momentum's building for us for what we have right now. So you'll notice a similar thing when we look at the Qs, still below 50, but rising on the RSI down here. And then when I stretch this thing out so you can see it better, we got rejected right again at about 448, and 448 is where you find these previous prices. This is a historic resistance. This is really critical resistance for us for a number of reasons. This price target 442, we nailed it. If we're able to push up above this trend line resistance that we have and this historic resistance of 448, that could be a very bullish thing for us, and we could potentially see that RSI continue to rise. We were there before. Today makes a retest. If we're able to push up above, that's a bullish thing. If we get rejected instead, if we sell back down, that could be a bearish thing and kind of painful. So the bounce could most definitely still be on. We could definitely still be heading north. We still have reasons to be cautious, not only geopolitically, economically, you name it. We still have reasons that where you should be like, that's why I have both sides of the river. Of one foot on the left bank, one foot on the right bank, east bank, west bank, north bank, south bank, whatever. I got a foot on each side of this market, long and short, because we are in just such a weird and volatile place that I would like to capitalize on both sides of it. I want to protect my longs with the short hedges, and it's been beautiful and it's been working out extremely well. So I think that's the right place to be right now, especially with where we are here and the fact that tomorrow's Friday. If we go out to the weekly chart, where are we for QQQ? The RSI, 49.43. We are just, it says cross below 50, but we've actually, I'm going to change this to say at 50, and I'm going to make it yellow for this one. So the fact that we're at 50, we just came down this week, recovering as it was crossed below 50. The fact that we're at 50-ish right now, that's a kind of a limbo area, and you can see better on here. Let me reset the view so you can see it even better yet. Some of the things that I have drawn on here that require your attention. So you can see this weak candle that was on this trend line support, this historic support that you have. It also had confluence with the 50-week. That's a massively bullish thing. And on Monday, if you saw my other videos, I was in Hershey with my family. I wish I was home to watch the charts for the technicals, because I would have loaded the boat as soon as I saw that, because we don't get back there. We don't get down there very often at all. Check it out down here. The last time that we did, came down and touched it on the 23rd of October. And then when we got to the week of the 30th of October, holy cow, like it was like game on. And then it was just a skyrocket from there. And then we took on to this trend line support. And then it was the 20-day. We didn't even get back down to the 50 days. So touching that is a very bullish thing. The fact that we were able to find support there. Now, mind you, if we test it again in the near future, that could be a retest. And then if we break on through it, that can be a very bearish thing. So this channel, I'm here to tell you what to watch out for, what could be coming. We need to break over 448 and this trend line. If we do, if we're able to take that over, that's a good thing. And that would mitigate this potential head and shoulders that might form up if we fail to break it instead. This little curvy drawing that you see here is us failing to break over that trend line resistance that we have and coming back down and retesting this support for a potential neckline. And there's historic support there as well. And then we also have the 50 EMA and SMA. Those 50-week moving averages that we have should also help us out a little bit, but we still don't want to see that formation come up. We want to see this thing get just blown out of the water and move on bullish, and I could say goodbye to my short hedges. That would be wonderful. So moving over here to IWM, we got rejected at the 50-day. Today, we actually had a bullish Harami candle, which actually kind of retraced quite up towards that 50. We almost got there. RSI below 50, but rising. And if we go out to the weekly chart on this, RSI is actually above 50. It is near 50. It's still above 50 though, so it's still a bullish thing. That 20-week that we were stuck at before, we actually broke out above it. We got rejected at the 13-week EMA that's on here, but we need to stay above this in order to remain bullish. So that's what you should be watching for IWM. And guys, if you want to see my buys and sells and how I'm playing this market, you can do so using the link for the Patreon down in the description. Click that, head on over to the Discord after you sign up. My buy alerts channel's over there, and you can talk with me and my community members. And if you guys want to learn to do technical analysis like I do, there's also a link for that down in the description. Make sure that you use the code word DOCTOR, DOCTOR, so that way you can take advantage of the discount that's out there right now. That will help you. It's a massive discount for that course. And then it has the bread recipe in it. Totally easy to follow. Lots of success I've had with it. Stockmo's had with it. The people who have followed it have also had lots of success. And I like how clean and easy and also how often it works. So let's move over from there back into the charts here. So we need to stay above the 20-week. That's this line that's right in here in about beige. We're up above that now. We need to stay there. And that could be something that helps us power over that 50-day that we haven't gotten over before last time for this price target of 208. If we do, we have a Fibonacci retracement and the 50-day EMA at about 209. Pushing up above that gives us room to 212. If we make it to the 61.8, that's 216. So we have a pretty good setup going for SPY, QQQ, IWM. They're in good places. They just need to get better if we're going to continue higher. And if we get rejected instead, we could travel south again. And then it's a matter of looking for where that support happens to come in. So Bitcoin, check out Bitcoin, bullish engulfing candle here. Had some nice strong support with volume bounce. You can see that buying pressure that came in on Monday and today heading back north, flirting with $60,000 per BTC. So that's something that we might find as resistance, 62,000 just north of that with the moving averages that are also there. The 20 SMA, EMA, the 20-period SMA, you name it. There's all sorts of resistance up above, but breaking through that could be something that, again, wildly bullish. It would make sense if we got rejected, then we had to watch for where support comes in. But seeing that sort of candle come in, it'd be nice to see some strong volume also come in to support it. So we could have some further upside over the next few days for BTC. Over to Tesla. What does Tesla got to do? Tesla has to break its 200-day. It just has to. Right here, that's this curved yellow line that's here. And I also have this line that's on here right about 203. It has to push up above it. Got another bullish Harami candle that's right here. It'd be nice to see some volume support because right now we have below average volumes and not a lot of conviction in the prices that we're seeing as we sort of chop sideways now on Tesla. Need to break that 200. If we do, we have room up to about 210. So that could be something above 200 and then also up above 203. Getting up above those two values gives us room up to 210, which is where we find that 50-day. We could see some strength come back into Tesla's price. Moving over to Nvidia. Nvidia on the 4-hour chart has a descending broadening wedge, much like what we saw with Bitcoin. I talked about it in my other videos. By the way, if you haven't seen the video where the thumbnail has $90,000 and has a logo for Bitcoin, you should check that one out for the technicals that are on there for a more in-depth look at Bitcoin. And that one I'm pretty excited about. So go ahead and check that out. So here for Nvidia, earnings on August the 28th. If we break this top trend line, that can be a very bullish thing. Maybe we see that 125 coming out of this. If we get rejected here, it sends us back down the bottom trend line, but this is a bullish reversal pattern that we could have that come up sometime soon. Actually, I think I might like that a little bit better for a few more touches in there. So yeah, I like that trend line a whole lot more. And like I said, 125 might happen for us. 150, it's going to take a lot of a market push. The market would have to go bonkers between now and the end of August, like bonkers to the upside, to really give Nvidia a high enough platform to jump off of and really reach that 150, because that's $45 up from where it's at right now. It's 40 to 45% gain between now and earnings. And while that's not an unheard of thing, that'd be a pretty massive thing to happen in this environment. We'll say it that way. But 125, I think, wouldn't be too much of a stretch to get there if the markets can hold out. And if Nvidia can hold out, I think it's going to be a pretty good thing for us. So we're going to have to watch. I will put on my Nvidia stock price prediction and earnings projection in the very near future. Be on the lookout for that to drop. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know exactly when that video comes out, so you know how I'm playing Nvidia leading up to their earnings. I do have a long position in Nvidia, and I also have some call options also playing Nvidia. Actually, I'm sorry, they're put options, but it's on a 2x short because, well, it works out really well that way for keeping the capital reasonable, but also giving that sort of upside that I'm looking for that. Should be a pretty darn good percent gain. Last thing I'll leave you with, a little bit of a bonus here. ETH to USD, again, bullish engulfing candle that we have on here, much like what we saw with Bitcoin. RSI recovering off of oversold. We'll see if we keep on pushing up for Ethereum. I think it could have a pretty good end of 2024. We're going to have to watch and see what comes for that. And the markets, like I said, they couldn't have put us in a more critical spot for leaving that question mark of up or down from here. Whichever one it is, it's probably going to be a sizable move following whatever happens. We get rejected, sizable move down. If we break that resistance, it's probably going to be still a pretty sizable move up. And we want to be ready for either one of them. And like I said, that's why I keep a foot on each side of this thing, long and short positions, in order to make sure that I am able to most optimally capitalize on this market as it comes along, especially given the choppiness and the volatility that's there. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you want to get access to my buys and sells, you can do so by using that link for the Patreon. Join the Discord, talk to me and my community members. Also, that technical analysis course, make sure when you sign up that you use the code word doctor. It's going to help you out, I promise. Thank you guys for watching. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning, and we'll see you in the next video.